Welcome friends. If this is your first time in our channel, we want to extend you a very warm welcome. If you've been here before but you have not subscribed, please subscribe. If it is your birthday, happy birthday. As always, on Sundays we are going to tackle a project. Today's project will be a little more different than our normal build projects because it will relate into finishing a project we built some time ago, and I'm going to put the link up here. And this was a request of one of our viewers to show them how to build a triangular shape or a pie-shaped table. We did build it, and we did brought it into the house and put it here in our landing, but we did not finish it. So today we are going to finish it and show you this process step by step. So stick around, and I hope you enjoyed today's episode. We are going to see you at the shop. Alright friends, so we've brought the table out, and we're going to start by sanding all the surfaces, the side, and probably kind of try to knock the corners and make them softer. Do you agree? Also, we're going to sand in this direction to knock off any imperfections that there were in both sides. There is no reason to sand the inside. We're not going to take the table apart to do that. And then we're going to just finish it with paint. We decided to match the trim of the house, so we are going to paint it the same trim. So friends, because initially we built this as a prototype and to show how to build a table like this, as we were finishing the surfaces, we found out that there was a protruding nail here, which we cut using our Dremel tool, and also, what you would call that?
Staple.
A staple that was not flush, and we just using a little sledgehammer, we actually now have it flush. We did use this leg to make sure that the table will not take the blows, so we will not lose any stability.
And the reason why we chose to put the staple in instead of trying to remove it was for stabilization of the table, in terms of if you're trying to yank something out, you might actually pull it apart.
Right. And I don't remember, maybe that is structural, I don't know if it is.
I don't think so, but we didn't want to take the chances.
So now we're going to use wood filler to fill all these imperfections. Since again we're not staining this table, we are going to paint it. And the reason we're not staining it, you can use the same way we build this table, but use wood versus plywood. We use plywood because again the idea behind the project was to show how to build a table that it is pie-shaped.
Yeah, and again, in the theme of our show, it was what we had.
Right, so, but we end up really liking this table, so we're going to finish it and use it in the house now. So stick around. Now you have to find every nail and every screw, whatever you use to put the project together, and also any imperfections. So I think that knot there probably needs touching. And
Yep.
the idea when you paint wood versus staining it is that it is as flat as you can make it. Correct?
Yeah, you want it smooth and nice finished surface.
Keep in mind when this dry, then we are going to
We'll come back with a sander.
right. I will probably need a finer sander.
Yeah, finer grit sandpaper.
So you find all the imperfections and you does it need a little more? What do you think?
I think it's doing all right.
Now wood fillers come in different colors, and we chose this because when we sand it and we paint, you're not going to be able to see the wood filler because it's a very similar color. And here you can see the detail. Hold on. How we improved.
Let's show this one too.
Okay, hold on. There. And you can see that this will disappear, especially after we painted it. No, after we paint it, not after we painted it. And this is something you should take care to do in a project like this. Again, when you see the finished project, the fact that we use plywood will make absolutely no difference. Don't you think?
Yeah, I think it shouldn't be at all apparent once it's painted.
I think we need to buy a gimbal.
Okay.
I need to come around. You want to go over the staple too? Go over that nail that we got to, if you don't mind. Now, some people use Bondo for this process. I prefer wood filler, but you could use Bondo if you have Bondo. Some people even use toothpaste.
For smaller holes, it would work fine. It's also a neat trick when you're moving out of an apartment to fill any holes that you put on the wall. If you don't happen to have any.
So we're going to go around and make sure that everything is filled, that it needs to be filled. So we'll accept the paint. And we will get back to you when we start. We need to change the sandpaper because we had it on a coarse grid, and we need to change it to a much finer grid to remove the extra. That's P240. What was the other one? 80?
It doesn't say, but probably a 60 or an 80.
Yeah. When you do that, make sure that you align the holes with the holes on the base of the machine, because that's how it takes the dust up. And this specific sander is doing actually a very good job. I think it's Alpida's favorite one. You're going to empty it?
Yeah, it has a really cool microfilter which captures almost all your dust, which is really cool.
It does a very good job. So now we're going to wait for the wood filler to dry, and then we're going to continue with the sanding. Alright friends, the wood filler has dried, So we are ready to go to a fine sanding now, and we're going to sand the whole surface again, not just the areas of the patty, and that will give us a more uniform surface, correct?
Yep.
Alright, let's start.
Sanding, the sander grabbed a chip of the wood, chipped it up a little bit, so I'm gonna just refill that real quick. This is a quick drying putty, about 15 minutes. And again, just doing a real quick job again to fill in that little chip that the sander took out. But everything else is looking pretty good. If you want to take a look, there's maybe a little bit here that I need to redo. But the other surfaces have come out very nicely. They're smooth. You don't see the holes where the nails were. And sometimes that happens when you're doing a refinishing project. You might have to go back in, especially if the holes were particularly large.
And again, this is a table that when it finished will not look it, but it cost us. Really, we built it from scrap, but even if you were to buy...
Well, the legs cost us, but the top and the
right.
sides
It's still cheaper than what you would buy in a, in a store. And I don't think I've seen any this shape, have you?
Not for a long time.
So this is a unique shape that takes care of a corner. If you have a small house, this might be a very useful project to tackle. Alright, I guess we're going to wait again and then we'll be right with you. And now what we hope will be our last sanding. So we're starting the process of getting ready for painting. We have put the table upside down. So we're going to start with the legs, and then we're going to turn the table on its legs and do the top. I guess you can start on the sides too, right?
Yeah.
While it's upside down. Okay. And now, this little tool is really invaluable for opening paint cans. Sometimes the right tool worth its money in gold, right?
Yep.
And of course we'll show you a little bit of the process as we do always, but there is no point in filming every little aspect of the paint process. And here, because the legs are very intricate, a brush is your best tool. Where on the top and on the sides we'll more than likely use a roller, correct?
Yep.
And it clearly takes paint very nicely. This process takes a little time because of the details on the leg. I bet you will be able to finish the rest of it in less time than you do the 3 legs.
Probably.
There is no reason for us to worry about the bottom. No one will see the bottom. And very routinely in finished furniture, the bottom is not painted. There is a little paint unit here on the back edge.
Yeah.
No, up. Where you were, but up on the leg, yeah. There you go. And also based on how it dries, we might need a second coat at some point.
I was already thinking that. Missed the spot.
You missed the spot.
Yeah, on the back side.
Alright folks, and we're not going to show you the whole process again, it's very repetitive.
Just come back when all 3 legs are done.
So we're just about finishing with the second coat. The wood absorbed the first coat very readily, so you could see some splotching that was not pleasant to us. So we decided to go with a second coat. This is water-based paint, and we prefer water-based paint because I think A, it dries faster, and B, it cleans easier from the whatever you're using to apply it, either the brush or the roller.
Yep.
Are you going to use the roller or not?
I don't necessarily think I need to dirty up another utensil, but if you want it that way, I can do it.
I don't care. And in the shop we don't have utensils, we have tools.
We do. We even have my pencil utensil.
We have tools.
Pencil utensil.
There's
You
no
know what
such
a
thing.
utensil is? A tool, right?
In the kitchen,
It's still a tool.
where the women folk reside.
Really? You're
Yeah.
gonna say that?
Huh?
You're gonna say that?
I just did.
Well, then the women folk can go to the kitchen and you can do this project by yourself. How's that?
So the big change happens now with painting the sides. And we're going to paint the sides and the top. And if we need a second coat on those, then we'll do it standing up on the sides, right?
Yeah.
But they start looking very nice actually. So clearly the last thing we have to do now is to paint the top of the table. And as you can see, the table is looking very, very nice. The white legs are the tables and the blue legs are Elpidas.
Yes, I have blue legs.
Huh?
I said yes, I have blue legs.
I just wanted to make sure that
That it was clear to
there was no
everyone.
confusion, yeah.
Right.
And have you painted the edges? Or?
Yeah. Not the front edges.
This definitely will need the second coat, I think, too. Yes?
Yes.
But it's definitely looking much better. And you can see, even though the top is made using plywood, actually the whole top part of the table is using plywood, right?
Yeah. But
It's still, when you paint it, it's not really important, it's not a critical
yeah,
thing.
and if you look at a lot of the furniture that's made these days, it's made with plywood or a particle board or something, so it's how
It helps to keep the cost down.
yeah, but how you finish it can still make it look very, very nice.
Now, all the other furnitures I've built, I've only used solid wood because I prefer it. Again, this was a request from one of our viewers, and as such, I wanted to show the process. We were not intending in keeping the table. We were intending to actually take it apart and use the parts for something else. But my wife actually ended up liking it where I put it temporarily, but she didn't like it unfinished. So we want to show you how you can finish a project. Something that we usually kind of skip around because we focus most of our videos on the build, correct?
Yeah, usually.
And we are just finishing the edges now.
I think I need to paint that though.
Okay. If you feel like it.
I think it kind of will need it.
Yeah. But that would be easier with a roller, wouldn't it? Okay, and we're going to show you the finished project. So we're not doing the final second coat. Everything has dried, and the lengthier part of this process, of course, is waiting for drying between coats.
That said, today's been a really good day. The coats have been drying very quickly with the wind, the nice breeze. So it's been good.
But the table is looking really good. And overall, I think we are happy with the results.
So I was looking at the top of the table here. I wasn't really happy with the way the brush strokes were coming out with just using a brush, so I took this sponge roller and used that to roll a quick coat onto the top of the table. Seems to have evened it out a little bit, and see if I can get a good shot. You can see the top of the table is looking much more even. It'll have a slight texture to it, but nothing over the top. And so we're just going to wait for that to dry, and then we'll be ready to put the table in place.
Well, friends, we are done with our project for today. And as you can see, there is a big difference. It really matches our decor much better, and we're overall very happy with the way it finished. Thank you for staying with us today, and we hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please smash that like button. If you didn't, the nasty rumor that the other button works as well still persists. Please share, like and subscribe so you help us grow the channel, and leave comments below, be part of the community. We really enjoyed this episode, and it was a little different than our normal episodes. We do plan to show more of the prep work and the finishing work. Up to now we were very much focused on the building process, and we'll continue to show you how to build things, of course, but we want to show you a more comprehensive from start to finish concept of what we're doing. We also have several car videos planned for you, so stick around if you're a car enthusiast. We have some very interesting projects going on right now. So from the Garage Woodworker, and have a great week, and we're going to see you Wednesday with another episode, and also next Sunday with another build or finishing. Have a great week. So we went right?
Mm-hmm.
So we decided to do a second,
Take two?
It was take two, now it's take three.